Welcome.
Hello, everybody. Trying to get this camera straight. It's kind of there. Does that look straight? I think that's straight.
That's good.
Hello, everybody. Now that we're straightened out, how is everybody's? What is today? Sunday. Sunday. It is our last live stream from Thailand.
Yeah.
Next week, let's see, on Saturday, we are moving over to Vietnam. So we'll be in northern Vietnam for, I don't know, several weeks, almost 2 months, I think, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, last one from Thailand. We're excited. Have loved our time here. We were just mentioning how it feels like we're at home. So
Yeah. It'll be kind of weird. It's always kind of bittersweet feeling when we leave someplace that we've been for a long time like this, especially a place that we're used to, because we just kind of take off where we left off the last time that we were here. So yeah, we're excited to be packing up and heading over to Vietnam. It's going to be a different experience because last time we were down in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City area, and this time we'll be up near Hanoi, actually outside of the city of Hanoi. So that'll be kind of cool.
everybody's talking about food in the chat before we got in.
Yeah.
So you got us talking about food. We were reading through the chat and talking about food before we get in here. Brown Eyed Girl says your cooking class was amazing, and that's on
On
Travel
Asia.
Yeah, Travel Asia with Ali channel.
Yeah, that was such a fun class. You probably heard the instructor speaking a few times there. Absolutely hilarious. He was a hoot.
Yeah, so I'm going to answer a couple questions here from the chat that were here before we got here. It's a good place to leave questions. And then we'll get into the Acelas, and we booked a ton of travel today, so we're going to talk about that.
We did.
We'll talk about a little bit of sports too, probably today. So
I wonder what sports you mean.
Yeah, I wonder. Kevin was asking if there's any food that we have come to love, like local food. And so we just looked around the apartment here, and we have a few things, yes. There are a few things that we love to get. One of them is not local to Thailand. It's local to Canada, but we got hooked on it when we were in Edmonton. So that's the first thing.
This live stream is not sponsored by Tim Hortons, but here's a fun family fact from us, is that every Sunday, while we were raising our kids, we always had breakfast for dinner. It was like the big fun thing. You made a big, huge breakfast, eggs, bacon, hash browns. You know, I would either make biscuits or some kind of fun bread thing. And then like a dessert, a breakfast dessert like French toast or pancakes or something. And here we've done the same thing for ourselves. Like we make our big breakfast for dinner, but Sunday mornings, I order these and they bring them right here to the lobby to me. So I order one of these for us. There's actually not very many left. As you can see, this is a box of 20 and there are only 2 left.
Yeah. All the way from Canada. So yeah, I think last week we talked about all the American food you can get. You can get Canadian food here too. So that's amazing. We do get Canadian food every week. Although, you know, we just got hooked on that. So yeah. So that's one of the things that we
But this
love.
is a real
local Thai item.
Thai item. It's called Uha. It's flavored water. It's similar to Aha in the U.S. I don't know if they have it in other places too, but it's OOHA, and the only thing it says in English is lemon flavored soda plus sea salt. Everything else is in Thai. So, and it is actually from a Thai company. So that's really good. I love flavored water.
And then we saw you were talking about burgers before we got in here.
Yeah.
So we were talking about burgers before we got in
Before we saw your chat.
Before we even saw that, we were like, what do you want to do for dinner tomorrow night? And we had already decided we're going to go to Shake Shack at the mall, Central Road Mall. It's a big Shake Shack, big mall. one of the best malls in the world. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to go do that and check that out. All right, so we're going to hop into some Amtrak questions here as we travel.
Yes.
Before we do, though, talk about Alexa's YouTube channel real quick.
Oh yeah, if you guys have seen or heard us talk about our daughter, Alexa, she started a YouTube channel, and if you like reading, then head on over to Alexa's YouTube channel and sign up, because you'll enjoy her sharing all about reading. This last week she went to Disney World Disneyland. I always forget she's in California. I grew up in Florida, so I always say Disney World by default. She went to Disneyland, and she spent some of her time reading while she was at Disneyland. So if you didn't see that video, it's cute. She shares all about her time reading while she was at Disneyland and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So that's pretty cool. The link to that is down in the description.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I know a bunch of you guys subscribed over there, so that was awesome. Thanks, Kevin. So a couple things about Amtrak here. The Rail Pass is on sale right now. It is $50 off. So if you want to grab that, it is off $50 off for the next little bit. We were actually looking into it today because we booked a lot of stuff, but we ended up booking a bunch of stuff in America and some stuff in Canada. So we didn't get the Rail Pass because you can't use that in Canada.
That's right.
So that is the first thing. The second thing is that the new Acelas are in testing. So that is awesome news, because if you don't know what's been going on with them, the Amtrak Acela line is the high-speed train line in the Northeast Corridor. So it goes from Boston to Washington, D.C. and back, and they're really cool. But they're getting pretty old, and they've been having a lot of breakdowns with them and trouble with them. They were supposed to be taken out of service several years ago and replaced with these new Acelas, but they've been having trouble with the computer modeling to get them safety tested. Well, they finally passed the safety test, and so now they are hopeful that they will be coming to us by the end of 2024.
So we are hoping that we'll be able to hop on some of those when we're in the U.S. later this year.
Yeah, but we were also hoping that in 2021. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. So
we actually booked a trip just to go try and see if we could get on one, but then they never released, so then we ended up doing something else. I forget what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
So we ended up in New York for no reason.
Yeah, we ended up right in the Northeast Regional, I think.
Yeah.
Is what we ended up doing.
I think we ended up we went up to Boston, didn't we, to go see Maurice.
Yeah, we did.
That is what we did.
We did. So yeah, that is it. And yes, we will, Bronner Girl, we will be going through Winnipeg. We need to know the name of the restaurant, because we're going to hop off there and probably get a burger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
tell us.
Tell us what that is, because we will be there, because we just booked. We're going to be going on the Canadian again this year, and that's going to be very, very awesome.
Yes.
So,
we are
thank you for
excited
everyone.
about that.
If you have questions about Amtrak, even about train travel in Canada too, leave those down there in the questions. We'll get to those too as we're going through all the stuff we had prepared to talk about here. But the cool thing about the new Acelas is that they're going to go 10 miles per hour faster, 160 versus 150, and they're supposed to kind of like tilt when they go around the corner. So maybe that lets them go a little bit faster.
Yeah, that'll be
So I don't know how
interesting.
I feel about a tilting train.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to lean while I'm going that fast.
So yeah, it's good though. Like the Acela is one of my favorite trains, and it honestly doesn't feel old. They're pretty old trains, but they don't feel as old as they are, I don't think. So what do you think?
Yeah, they're actually surprisingly in good condition for how old they are. I guess it's one of those cases where the cover looks better than the inside. You know, like of a book, like the cover is really cool, but then the book itself not so cool.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going on inside there with the engines and such. So I'm guessing not good.
Yeah. Well, they've had to spend a lot of money to keep repairing them, because this the new trains, they're supposed to have been out for so long now. They're not out. We are really hoping end of 2024, we're going to be in New York. So they're going to be out and we're going to be able to ride on them. That is the dream right now.
Yeah, and I know Amtrak wants to get these new ones running as much as possible because they've had a lot of cancellations of the Acela recently because of the condition that they're in. So this will definitely help to alleviate that, replace those, and maybe help get more, daily trips too.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody else asked about my hand. I have tendonitis. It's nothing exciting happened. Not as exciting as the monkey stealing my glasses.
No, not as exciting as that. So we did book 4 Amtrak trips today. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to talk a little bit about that too, what the experience was like, what we booked, what we're seeing as far as fares and all that. We booked the Cascades.
Mm-hmm, which is going from Seattle to Vancouver.
We actually booked the Coast Starlight first though, because we're going from Alexa's house in Los Angeles to San Francisco, and then we're actually going to be able to get off in San Francisco and stay. And we've never been on that, like taking the bus into San Francisco. So we're going to do that. We're going to get off in San Fran in Emeryville and take the connecting bus into San Francisco. It's like one of the most asked questions, where does the bus drop you off in San Francisco?
We'll answer that question.
Nobody knows because nobody that ever does YouTube or blogging has ever done it. So nobody knows where it gets off, and we don't even know. So people ask us, we're like, I don't know. So we're gonna do it, and we're gonna document where it lets us off. Hopefully somewhere good. And then we're gonna get back on the train and go to Seattle. So that's pretty cool. But the cool part about it was we actually paid for them. We didn't use points, but we used the companion coupon to go from LA to San Francisco, which is Emeryville. But we booked it all the way through, and so the fare for the 2 of us in a roomette, we debated between the coach and the roomette because it's just the day. It's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it was $350-ish for the roomette, but with the companion coupon, it knocked it down to a little bit under $250, I think. Mm-hmm. And so that was pretty good.
That was a really good rate. That made the decision a little bit easier because we were saving a good bit of money by doing that. And the thing is that we're gonna that'll only be 4 or 5 days after arriving back from Asia. So we're gonna have some jet lag, and we thought we might want to lay down during that ride because we might be a little bit zonked out still with jet lag by then.
Yeah, exactly. Let me answer a couple questions here, and then we will jump back into our Coast Starlight saga that we booked today. Let's see. Whitfield Way, thank you so much. They took their first trip on the Sunset Limited, and it was so much fun.
Ooh, yay. That's a fun ride.
Yvette wants to go on the Acela. There are no roomettes on the Acela. So you will need to, if you're going to Georgia, the only train that goes there is the Crescent. So you'll need to ride the Crescent from New York to Georgia. You can get a roomette on that one, and it's going to be a Viewliner. So those are pretty good. You'll either get a Viewliner 1 or a Viewliner 2, but definitely a roomette on those. So the roomettes on those, if you get a Viewliner 1, that's the one with the toilet in the room. And if you get a Viewliner 2, that's the newer one without the toilet.
Yes.
So which one do you prefer?
I go back and forth, but I think I lean a little bit more towards the 2 with a little bit more extra space than having the toilet in the room.
Which one do you guys prefer? Have you been in the Viewliner roomettes, the 1 or the 2? I don't know how to put a poll in here, but I want to know, the more people prefer with the toilet in the room or without. Yeah, because it could differ too, if you are on the upper bunk or the lower too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always scared in the night because the train is moving along and it's shaking along. And then Rob gets up to go to the bathroom, and I'm like,
yeah, I've never been known for my balance.
But we've never had a problem.
I've never been known for my balance. I'll say that. But you don't sleep with your head on there. So.
I don't. My feet are over there.
Yeah. So she's traveling by herself. So the
Okay.
one.
You're good. So so either one is perfect for you
Yeah,
then.
the one is. I would
you're in
rather, if
business.
I was by myself, I would much rather have the one.
Yeah.
Because the toilet would be like
No problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it made in the shade, Yvette.
Yeah. A lot of pressure if you're in the one and you're traveling with somebody and they're on the lower bunk. I don't know. Yeah. Then let's see. Neil is asking, do you have travel insurance you recommend for Amtrak trips? I don't have any that we recommend. They do sell some on the website. We've never bought it. But that's probably, if I was gonna buy it, I would probably buy it
Just buy theirs.
through them because it seems like that would be the best. Like the least likely to not keep up with your claim. But we don't normally get Amtrak insurance because they're pretty good about like giving you a refund if something goes bad. So, if it's your fault, like your flight is late and you don't get there, then that's on you, and maybe that's what the insurance would be for. But if there's a problem with Amtrak, we always pretty much get a refund, right?
Yeah, and when we use points, they literally show right back up in our account in just seconds. You get the notice and you check your account and they're already there. And when we use our card, it goes back on the card, in just a few days usually. I think like 3 days or so is the most we've ever had to wait. And on top of that, whenever we've had any trouble with like really long delays and we were really late, we just called in and said, hey, they really delayed us, messed up our trip, and they actually end up giving us money back. So we've done all of that without insurance. Now, I'm not telling you not to get insurance. I'm just telling you that's been our experience.
Yeah, it has been. We've never done it. We're going to look into some, I think, just because people ask us that a lot and see what would be the best one to get. So Sally's asking if you have to reschedule, would insurance help? You'd have to read the particulars of that. Sometimes the fare you buy on Amtrak, you can reschedule. We've rescheduled quite a few over the years. You've done all the rescheduling. What was it like?
Yeah, I just call up the 1-800-USA Rail, and then once I had status, they give you a special line to call in and just tell them, hey, I need to switch this to this day, or I'd rather get off at this station. And sometimes there's a fee. It just depends. Usually they've done it for free, but the last couple times I've called and wanted to switch something, they just charge you like the difference in fare of whatever it is that you're doing. And one time I was getting off before, I had paid for the whole ride and I was getting off before, and I think I got like $12 back.
Yeah. Zeta is saying that there are coach bathrooms available too if you're in a Viewliner.
Right,
1.
yes.
Which is true.
Yes.
Also, though, if you're in a Viewliner 1, the other car will probably be a Viewliner 2, so there will be bathrooms in there as well. A couple times I've been through there and was going to use one, though, and the attendant in that car was like giving me the mean mug for wanting to go to the bathroom.
Trying to use the bathroom.
I was like, my wife is asleep in our car. Can I please use the bathroom in this Viewliner too? So I think they finally let me do it. But it was a little bit awkward, like explaining why I'm trying to use the bathroom.
Like, I just want to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's like
shouldn't be this complicated.
So now I just kind of look to see who's around.
Just befriend them from when you get on.
Yeah, it's not bad. So we booked the CoStar Light, really good rate. If you do the CoStar Light, we've said it before, as a day trip, it's 12 hours long, $250. That's for 2 people. Includes all your meals, traditional dining too, and you get a room.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty darn good.
All right, so we're gonna go to San Fran, and then we're getting back on the CoStar Light from Emeryville all the way to Seattle to complete the trip. And that we're excited about too. We got roomette number 2. They already assigned us our roomette number 2. So we're hoping that's a good one.
Yeah, we hope it's on the right side.
Hi from Houston. Otis is in Houston. Awesome.
No Otis.
I hope you got a chance to go to the national championship game, Otis, which was just there recently. David saying Amtrak had 50 off the rail pass. Yeah, we thought about the rail pass. We could have used it on our CoStar Light, but we really didn't have a lot of other ones we were going to be able to use it on because we are going on a bunch of ones that we wanted to do a room in on for whatever reason. We want to do. We're trying to do Washington to DC, and we're also going to do from. Actually, this is the one we've never done before. Montreal to New York City on the Adirondack. Are you excited about that?
Yes, because we had that one planned several years ago and it did not work out because it was when they started canceling trips between the US and Canada, but they're back on and we're going to be taking advantage of it. We've done the Maple Leaf already, that crossing from New York to Toronto, and we've done the Cascades from Vancouver to Seattle, but now we're doing it the other way. Basically, if you saw our video of our vacation from New York to LA, we're doing it basically in reverse now and at a different time of the year. So we're going from LA, but we're going to stop at different places along the way this time around.
Yeah.
And we're doing a bonus ride in Canada.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to do all the way across the country.
All the way across Canada, all the way to Halifax.
Halifax.
So that's going to be on the ocean. So we're going to do from Vancouver to Halifax, which is going to take quite a few days.
A lot of days.
It is like 7 days to get from Vancouver to Halifax. So it's going to be a pretty big trip. And then once you're in Halifax, you can't like just stay in Halifax. You have to come back. So you can't really go anywhere from
We're going to
Halifax.
stay there for like 2 days and then come back. And we've been to Halifax before. We've been there as a cruise port.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
When we were coming back from Europe. Yeah.
Yeah.
We stopped there briefly.
But now we're gonna have like 2 nights in Halifax.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
so that's good.
Yeah.
Kimberly is saying that the bus from Emeryville lets you off at the Salesforce Terminal Transportation Center.
Oh.
That's cool.
Well, that sounds like a good place.
That sounds good to me.
I mean, Salesforce, that's going to be a good area, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll have to look where that is. We haven't got our hotel yet. So we'll have to see where that is. But
Yeah.
we're excited to spend some time in San Francisco.
Yeah. Speaking of hotels, whew.
Oh, yeah.
Why are they so expensive right now, you guys?
What's happening? What's
happening over there?
Yeah, what's happening? We went to look at like hotels
OMG.
in Seattle, and like the cheapest hotel is $300. New York, even Vancouver, the Canadians charging us $300-400. We looked at one that was $700 that we stayed in last year for $100. So.
And they're charging $700. We're like, what?
It is kind of crazy right now on the hotel front. So we're trying to do it all with points. Like we talk about on our finance channel, we talk about how we use all the points and the finances of all of our travel. But we just wanted to mention here that if you're going to be doing an Amtrak trip, look into your hotels because it is almost a more costly part of your trip than
the train part.
And so what we've been doing is we actually applied for a new credit card this week because we were getting free nights with it. With the Marriott one, you get 3, and with the IHG one, you get 4. And those free nights are like worth $250 a night to us. So yeah, we went ahead and got another one. But it's like,
why not?
It's a pretty good deal if you're doing that. If you don't know where to get those, we do have links to those in the description. But for Amtrak, we usually get the Marriott because our favorite hotel in New York is right across from Penn Station. It is the Fairfield Inn Penn Station, Fairfield Inn and Suites. And it's very expensive because it's right next to Penn Station.
Moynihan,
Moynihan.
like literally right across the street. You barely have to go anywhere. When you step out, you're just like, here I am.
But you really do need to plan your hotels out. Don't just like book your train ticket and then be like, oh, I'll just get a hotel.
You won't.
That's what we usually do. But this time we were like,
we will not be doing that.
We were shocked.
Literally, we were like this today, looking at the prices. Did you see this price? It's crazy.
Let's see.
Catch up with questions.
Got a couple questions here. Yeah, it is going to be a great trip. Let's see. Got a couple questions here. is it doable going a long route from Miami to New York to Chicago to LA or San Diego in a bedroom? It's a long ride with a 4-hour layover in New York or Chicago. Yeah, that's very doable. We've actually done that. We've gone from Miami to LA. A couple years ago we did that, and we did basically that route. Yeah, we came up to DC, then to Chicago, and then we went to Emeryville on the Coast Starlight, or on the California Zephyr. What I would recommend though, it says you say you have a 4-hour layover in Chicago, get a hotel room for the night and do your Chicago train the next day, because if you are late, then everything's going to get messed up, and there's a pretty good chance you'll be late, right?
There's a very good chance. And 4 hours seems like a lot, but in Amtrak world, that may not be enough time. So
No,
you don't
4
want
hours.
to mess up your trip.
Everyone, if you're just looking at booking trips and you have a connection, Amtrak trains are almost always late by at least a couple hours. 4 to 6 is not uncommon. We've had them be late 12 because a lot of things can go wrong on the train, and they can't just like go around. There's only one track.
Yeah, I mean, if a freight train breaks down and on the tracks in front of where they're going, there's, like you said, they can't just go around them.
Yeah, so we've been sitting there for quite a while. So yeah, definitely look into that. Did want to mention too, in about 5 minutes, we're going to be going over to our Grounded Life Finances channel, where we're going to be talking about all the finances of travel, retirement, points, how to do all that stuff. We're going to talk about stocks today too, and some stocks we just bought this week, and about the credit card we just got this week.
That's
so
right.
the link to that live stream is in the description of this one if you want to go check that out in a few minutes. Let's do some speed round here though, because we do have some questions to get through. Let's see. Well, Brown Eyed Girl's talking about fish and chips and burgers still.
Oh, okay.
And, let's see, the hotel at the train, Doug's saying the hotel in Halifax is very good.
Oh, okay, good.
We will have to check that out.
Yeah, we haven't booked it yet.
Haven't booked it. Yeah, the rail pass, it was kind of underwhelming. We've seen it for $2.99. So
We were hoping that that's what they were going to do, and I thought, I mean, it's still a good deal at the $4.99 plus, with the $50 off, but the $2.99 is an even better deal.
Yeah, yeah, they do offer discounts. If you just go on the Amtrak page, they have a whole page of discounts that they list out there for all different kind of categories. So you can check those out. They also offer a group discount. If you're doing like 6-8 people, you can get a group discount like that. So yeah, we're pretty excited because we booked 8 trains today.
Yeah, and we actually have a couple more to finish booking. We're not done yet.
And it was a little bit stressful planning it all out.
Yeah. Well, like the Canadian, that books out really quickly, so the window was closing we only had like a couple days that we were working with, and it was like in the time that we were thinking about it, one of the 2 trains that we were thinking about doing sold out, so we had to switch to a different day, which means we had to rework everything else around it. So we were like, just book it already so that we have at least a date. So that was kind of the big one, was booking that one and then working our way around it.
Yeah.
It can be tricky because that one only goes a couple days a week.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, we're going to jump on over to the Grounded Life Finances live stream in about 3 minutes. So thank you for being here. It was great to hang out with you, and we will see you either there or next week from Vietnam.
Have a great day, guys.